All right, when you graduate from high school or you're soon to graduate, you have plenty of options, college and or the military. And today I have Randall with me. How are you, sir?
I'm outstanding, sir.
I appreciate you jumping on and let's go to go over this with me and your aspirations. So I'm going to ask you uh, basic questions as to why you decided to go into the military. You are currently in high school right now, right?
Yes.
All right, a senior, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when did you decide that you wanted to go into the military, and what branch?
I decided a good couple of years ago. I was originally going to go Air Force, but I decided Marines would be a better fit for me.
Now, Randall, let's be honest. Who knows that early on in high school that you what you want to do? That's impressive.
I just thought if I'm going to have a life, I should plan ahead.
Awesome. All right. Um, yeah, but be more specific. You wanted a life, you wanted to plan ahead, but what it interests you about the military? What branch?
Marines. I was thinking going to college, but after seeing so many things about people having student debts, I didn't want that for me. And I decided, military is a great option. I get good pay, and the Marines was I've been told great things about it. I've done some research, and I think it's a good fit for me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some of those related questions based on what you just said, but I'm going to give you credit right now. That is true. Kids of your age, as you know, spend a lot of money going to college and still are not sure. But to you, that doesn't matter because you have a plan. Um, so, what kind of career path do you foresee having in the Marines?
I plan on going into a aircraft firefighting unit, so that way when I get out of the military, hopefully no time soon, I'm going to be a firefighter. That's my
Okay,
aspirations for when I get out.
all right. So, what are your expectations based on your research right now? Your expectation of the quote military life. How do you see that playing out?
I foresee a bunch of yelling, honestly. I want it to make me a better person, and by better I mean more physically fit, more in the right state of mind, and hopefully a lot better with learning what I need to do for my fire career.
Okay, give me some examples that what you feel would make you a better person, and why is that? Why do you have that strong opinion that you want to become a better person?
Because honestly, who can't be a better person?
True.
Anyone and everyone can improve themselves, and I want to be the type to do that instead of having people do it for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's I'm impressed. I'm impressed by that answer. Um, so, what are your what are your expectations of basic training? Because I always think like, wow, that's pretty intense. I don't know if I can handle that. But what are your thoughts on that?
Running, a lot of running. For the
Yeah.
past 7 months, I don't know if you know this, but I used to weigh about 237.
Wow.
I was extremely overweight, and I decided if I'm going to the Marines, they're gonna do a lot of running, I should do a lot of running. So I've been
Yeah.
running every day past 7 months. I've dropped about let's see, I'm sitting at 196 right now, so that's 40 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm expecting a lot of running, and I'm training myself for that. I'm expecting to get yelled at, but I'm also expecting to learn something. I'm expecting that I won't just sit there like a bum on a log.
Yeah. Right. So, do you anticipate that yelling being intimidating, or can you just shrug it off? This is all mental, right?
It's all mental. I'm expecting to be intimidated, but I'm also expecting to like grow from it.
Yeah. And you can't bring your own mattress with you because I'm sure you have to get used to that. Those what do they even call them? Bunks or what's?
Loft bunks.
Yeah, yeah. And sleeping around with multiple people waking you up, possibly, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all a mental challenge.
Okay. Now, why did you pick the Marines over, say, the Army or another branch?
So my original thought was going to the Air Force because my grandpa, my great grandpa, my uncle, they all went to the Air Force.
Oh,
And I did some research, and I found out if I join the Marines and I do their basic, I complete it all the way, I can join any other branch without doing their basic. So I thought if I can do the Marines now and I don't want to do it later, I can just go join back. But
yeah.
like I said, I have a family history of going into the military, not just my uncle, grandpa, and great grandpa, a lot further back. Some went to Army, and I wanted to go Marines.
Okay. They're tough.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Hey, the good thing is you can do 20 years and get out, right? If you wanted to,
Yeah.
something like that. But that's way down the road. Um, at this point right now, and I have a few more questions. If you were talking to one of your buddies or a friend or just shooting a breeze with somebody else and they weren't sure of what they wanted to do, what would you say?
I've encouraged many of my friends to try and go to the military because most people do want to go to college, and I don't blame them, but I personally believe in not having that debt sit on your back for the rest of your life. So I've convinced a few of my friends to join the military. My best friend, he wants to join Air Force,
Hmm.
and I've done what I can for him. I've told my other best friend Eddie, he wasn't sure what to do. He wanted to go to college, but I told him he should take a look into the military. He's told me he's seen some things that he really likes.
Hmm.
But I don't discourage going into the military or joining any colleges.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, once you get in there, if you feel that you want to go to school, they'll pay for it,
Yeah, I've told them about that too.
right?
They'll pay for all your schooling. It's not easy to do both at the same time, but I
Yeah.
mean, nothing is.
Yeah. Okay. So, crystal ball here as we talk about planning for your future, which, who knows? But where do you see yourself way down the road?
Way down the road, if we're talking like 5 years or so, getting fresh out of the Marines, maybe still being in, but moving into a good house and then joining a local fire department.
Wait, so you only want to do 5 years?
Five or more. I've not decided on that yet.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Um, so, what kind of personal skills or life skills do you think you would get out of going to the military?
A lot. I would definitely get a higher state of mind, and by higher state of mind, I mean mental fortitude. I guess a better mental fortitude because I've seen a lot of people who break down easy. But if I'm going in the military, if I'm joining the Marines, they're gonna break me down for sure. But they're also gonna build me up. They're gonna give me good mental fortitude, and with what I'm trying to do for my MOS, I believe I'm gonna get some good life saving skills too.
Awesome. Awesome. So, talk to me about your family. Have they been supportive?
Extremely supportive. They're actually the ones that made me want to join the military in the first place.
Hmm.
When I was about 7, I wanted to do firefighting. I've been wanting to do firefighting since I was a young kid, but I wasn't sure how to get there. And my mom was telling me stories about my grandpa always being in the military, but sadly he got kicked out for medical reasons.
Oh, okay.
So from from that point forward, since freshman year, I was like, "Holy cow, my grandpa served, but he couldn't do his full time.
Mm.
I want to continue what he did and maybe go beyond. I want to continue what he started and do what I can to serve my country in the best way
That-
I can."
That's great. That's great. All right. So, if you are an influence to others watching this, what was your strategy? What was the plan? How did you go about actually getting from um, point A to B, meaning from when you decided to go or reach out to the branch, um, the Marines? What was the process? Walk me through that process.
It was a very scary process for me because if you met me 3 years ago, you would have met someone who's very awkward, very shy, very not wanting to be around people. And I still kind of am that way, but I've improved. My first step was reaching out to my recruiter. My local recruiter, he lives not too far away. His station is mixed with every other branch, but I went to a station after talking to him for a little bit, and we talked for a good while. And I signed some papers to say I'm medically certified, and he gave me some great advice. At that point, I was still overweight, and he told me if I wanted to go through MEPS and pass at least first try, I should start losing weight, and that stuck with me. I
Hmm.
lost my weight so that way I could go.
So you passed it on the first time?
Huh?
Did you pass it the first time?
No, I just went through MEPS about a week
Oh,
ago,
okay.
and some past medical history came up, and I need to get a waiver signed for that. But after that, I can go in, I can get swore in, and I can choose my MOS.
Awesome. Let's talk about your support group. You said your family is supportive. Do you have any others that are supportive, or maybe some who said, "Nah, I don't know if this is a good idea."
It's a bit of a mix of both. My
All right.
family, they've been extreme supportive. They've helped me through what I need to do. They've gotten me where I need to be. Not just my family, but the people I hang around with, my significant others' family, they've been supportive too. But
Hmm.
I've also had people tell me, you don't want to go into the military. Military life is not meant for you because, well, honestly, one glance at me and you're wondering, how the hell would he fit in?
Yeah, but that's only the people who know you.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
not put myself out there as someone who's joining. I've kept to my local area, honestly. This is the
yeah,
first time I've gone out and done something with people I have no clue know of me.
yeah. I think some of the people who discourage or can be discouraging in this situation are people who have fear of um, going into the military themselves, right? Um,
Yeah, I've met
Maybe,
people who just don't want to go military and they try to discourage others too,
right,
but I try to stay away from them as much as I
right.
can.
What about not being close to family once you go? Do you have a big
I'm
family?
not
What's your family look like?
pardon?
Do you have a big family?
Yeah, mostly my dad's side because my original family, my mom's family lives in Texas. I'm up here in Erie, PA, with my dad's family,
Okay.
and he has a big family.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, more importantly, you're gonna lose that hair.
Oh yeah, I've actually let my hair grow a lot. I keep it real nice and tight because I like my hair like that, and I've not had a good haircut in a good couple months.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy it while you can. Yeah.
I've never liked long hair. I When I was a lot younger, I went through this phase where I wanted long hair, and it was always so annoying trying to keep it all nice and taken care of, and it annoyed me so much. And then I was like, you know what? If I'm joining the military, they're gonna buzz me. Why not buzz now?
Yeah. That's cool. All right. One more question. So, what are your hobbies? Like, what do you like to do? Like, I'm just trying to put everything together here as to why you are choosing what you did in a good way. Like, what do you do
So
for hobbies?
hobbies. If you ask my parents, my friends, anybody who knows me, you will they will tell you I'm a great Greek mythology nerd. I love
Really?
Greek mythology. Do you know the God of War video games?
I do not.
It's a series of video games. I've played them solely because it's close to Greek and Norse mythology, and I kind of like doing that. I play video games. Um, More recently, I've gone running. That's one of my bigger hobbies because I go running and it's healthy for me.
Yeah.
But I like playing video games, I like running, but I wouldn't know if you'd count it as a hobby,
Yeah.
but I mean, I go out and don't hang out with friends, but like people who I'm always with, I hang out with them when I can. Other than that, I'm doing schoolwork.
Hmm. Okay. That's good.
I
You're
also
Go
I
ahead.
also, I also do a protective services program, so I like to prepare myself kind of for fire service by like catching up on knowledge and
Like
doing
what?
what I can.
Give me an example.
Um, Example of fire service. Let's see.
Or your research.
Oh,
Yeah.
as an example of research. Um, in class, we're given PowerPoints of what to do with a structure fire, what burns quicker, what you should leave and make sure and check. Like if a metal beam is starting to bend a bit, you need to
Yeah.
evacuate the building immediately because the temperature is getting hot enough to where if the metal is melting, it's going to collapse very soon. And I like studying up on it because the more you know, the better. If I
Yeah.
if if something were to happen to my household, let's pray nothing happens, knock on wood. I know what to do. I know what's around, what could happen.
Hmm. It's interesting because why does that interest you? What about that interests you?
What interests me is the idea of saving and helping those in need. There
Nice.
are many people I know who care about themselves and only want to do something to get themselves more money, more whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like them. They're my friends and all, but I don't
Mhm.
like that they choose that for themselves. I want to be the type of person who goes out and helps someone. I want to make a difference in my life by helping others with theirs.
That's impressive. I like it. Hey, did you do any research on the World Trade Center in terms of fire or anything like that?
I have done plenty of research.
Really?
We
Tell me.
have on 9/11, we hold a memorial in class, and since we have done it, I decided to do a bit of research on my own, and I've seen numbers about what times the planes hit, how many died, where, like how many firefighters, how many police officers, how many civilians, and the grand total of things.
Sure. So I want to hear from you since you are this is fire related and tied in your research. Um, what do you think could have been different that day?
What could have been different?
Well, in terms of you knowing what you do about fires and how the beams and the melting and all that stuff, which I don't know anything about, what would be your analysis on that?
My analysis is te- I think it's the second tower. On second tower, every elevator was hit and most stairways were. So everyone who was trapped above the plane crash were trapped essentially. And I mean, what could have been different was people evacuating themselves if people could think to do that themselves instead of sitting there
Yeah.
panicking. They could
Hmm.
evacuate themselves, made jobs a lot easier, saved a lot more lives.
Yeah.
But I know in one of the towers, every staircase and everything was taken away. There was no way to get down, so people started jumping.
Yeah.
If people didn't do that, if they let themselves just stay there and didn't jump, I've wondered about this for a great amount of time. How many lives would have been saved by people not jumping? Because
Mm.
I don't know if you know this, the very first person killed, like not very first, but very like close to the first, was killed by a jumper landing on him. Which I
Really?
don't know how likely those odds are, but it's crazy.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I do a lot of research on that day. It's actually my birthday, but
Is it?
yeah, and I
That's
was living
kind
in
of unfortunate.
it was, but hey, I'm here, right? But I was living in the DC area at the time. But that doesn't matter. But the research, it's just fascinating to learn why why I'm talking about this. You brought it up because of the fire, so that's what interests me. Of all the what of, could have, and all these things. I hear to people that a couple who survived didn't listen to anybody,
Yeah,
right?
a
When
lot
they
of
got
people didn't listen.
called, everybody hang tight, stay still. They're like, instinctively, they knew something was going down, and they left.
Yes.
And they got out. All right. So back in closing, back to your deal. Walk me through the timeline now as we ramp up for you to get out of Erie, PA. When is it? What do you do? Where do you go?
Once I get their MEPS and they give me my shipping date, which I'm hoping is in sometime in August, I'm going to go through my basic, spend 3 months there, visit family when I get out, and then I'm going to choose my MOS, and hopefully they'll be able to send me to wherever that is.
Okay.
I still need to think of a backup plan because I keep getting told firefighting in the Marines is a golden job, a job you can't really get easily.
Really?
So I need to think of some backups for that. But
What are your options?
there's a great variety of options. I've not sought out much recently because I've been stuck doing homework. I
And
was
running.
sick I was sick and then I had to go to MEPS. I lost some days. I need to get all that caught up,
Okay.
and I just need to do a bit of more research on what MOSs I could have and what I want to do. But
Okay.
I'm thinking if I can't do anything with fire, I'm gonna try and go into police force because they're one and the same. Not exactly the same. They have their differences, but
Hmm?
if I can't have my experience in one, why not the other?
True. Yeah. Do you have any destinations that are optional for you? Choices? Did they tell you about that at all?
Um,
Oklahoma, Hawaii, like
I'm going to North Carolina for my training, but other than that, I don't have much knowledge of that.
okay, cool. All right. Well, hey man, I appreciate it. And you are wise beyond your years, it seems, and you got your act and your plan together. I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, you have to have a plan for your future. If I'm about to get out of high school, if you don't have a plan now, what are you going to do when you get out?
Well, I agree with you, but as you know, and I know, there are a lot of people your age who
Who don't
well,
care?
yep, Yeah, who don't well, yeah, who don't care, who don't know, right? But your family dynamics has a lot to do with it. Is
Yeah.
with there's so many things to talk about with that. But like even you said with the student loan, the kids are the average student loan payment now once a kid graduates, once they start their life is $1,000 a month.
That's a lot more than I want to have.
Yeah, for 10 years. Yep, good stuff. Hey
Yeah.
man, I'd like to catch up with you after. I know I'll be a nobody by then, but after you get back from basic training, or you get back and can share with us your experiences.
Alrighty, you have
All right.
my mother's information, so
Yes.
she can tell you when I get out and all that good stuff, and you
Okay.
can keep in contact. Like you said about the family dynamics, the amount of support I've gotten from my family it's amazing that they really want this for me. It's truly fantastic that they want me to succeed in life and how much they're willing to put into it.
Awesome. And your mom seems like a great support, even my brief conversation with her. So yeah, I think all the things are pointing in the right direction for you.
I like to keep it that way.
Yeah. All right, Randall, hang on one second. All right.